Hey everyone, welcome back. In this Excel tutorial, we are going to learn how to find the number of working days between two dates. So this is very common task that you will be performing if you are managing a team or you are someone who is looking for number of working days between two dates. So it is not just that you are a manager or anyone who is managing the team. This is a very common task that you want to find the number of working days between two dates. If there are any public holidays, how you can exclude those and get the number of actual working days, right? So this is very simple in Excel and it will help you to quickly calculate the number of working days between two dates. So let's quickly go ahead and see how you can calculate that. So what I'll do is I'll go to the documentation first. So if you go to the Microsoft website, which is the best source of site which you should be referring to if you are learning any of the functions. So network days is one of the function that is there within Excel that you can utilize to calculate the number of days between two dates. So let's understand how you can calculate the number of working days. One important thing is if you scroll down a little bit in the syntax that you have to ensure that the date should be entered as the date function, or they should be in the date format that is supported by the Excel. If you put anything as a text and thinking that it is a date, it might give you an error, and I'll show you all of it. Okay, so say for example here, now if I go to this particular cell here, at the moment you will see it is just a general text here, right? So if I simply start typing in, so say for example I want to calculate the number of working days between this particular 1st of January 2022 and say for example 1st of April 2022. All right, so let me do that. Okay, and you will see as soon as I typed in these values, this format changed to the date, right? So ideally this should be fine when we are doing the calculation. So now how can I find the number of working days between these two dates? We'll use the formula network, right? So network days. Okay, we'll understand about network days.intl and network days. So network days, if you simply select that, it takes the argument as start date, end date and holidays. Okay, so first let's calculate the number of days between these two dates first, excluding the holiday, and say for example there are any holidays, then we can also provide that. Okay, so start date is this particular date and then comma separated, end date, and then close the bracket because holidays is optional, so we'll close the bracket and hit enter, right? So you will see that it is only 2 working days. Why is this the case? Because first, as we thought, is 1st of January, and then here we are thinking 1st of April, but this is not the case. This bit here, the mid bit here is the date and this is the month, right? So if we have to calculate up to 1st of April, we have to change it to 1st of April like this. Okay, so now this date is 1st of April. Okay, because it is month and then date and then year. Okay, so this is how you are going to calculate the number of working days between two dates. Okay, so other important thing here is the safest option is if you want to create the date, right? Say for example here, as we have seen that if this is not in the date format, right? So if say for example you put something like this 1.1.2022, then this is not going to work because this is not a recognized date format by the Excel, right? This is not going to work. So many times you might face such kind of issue. So you have to make sure that even though I have changed this to dot and still here it's showing as a date format, right? But still the formula is not going to work. So you have to make sure that either you use the values in the proper format, say for example, which is basically starting as month and then slash and then again the date and the year. Okay, so something like that, or simply use the date function when you are trying to use the start date and end date, right? So when we say date function, then you know that within the date function you have to provide the year. So we can say 2022, and I want to calculate the number of working days from 1st of January. So month is 1st and 1st is the day, and then hit enter, and now you will see it will be automatically formatted properly into a date that is recognized by Excel, right? So this is the safest option for you to use so that you don't encounter any of those issues, right? So now say for example I want to calculate up to 5th of May or 1st of May basically, so the year and then the month and the day, right? So now these are the dates. Now I'll use the formula network days, right? And so network days and then start date and the end date, right? And now this will give me the calculation of the number of working days between these two dates. Okay, so this is first thing. Now say for example we want to also factor in the holidays. So say for example, you know that there will be 5 different holidays on different dates. So how we can exclude those holidays from these calculated dates, right? So at the moment the working days are 85, right? And if we know that there will be some holidays, say for example there is a holiday on 4th of January, right? So we just put in the date there, 4th of January, and then say for example there is another holiday. Let's just extend this. 4, 5, 6 is the holiday, right? So how we can exclude the holidays? So simply edit this formula, right? And then comma separated, you can provide the holidays that are there. The cell, select the cell. Say for example you just want to exclude one of the holidays, so I'll select one of this cell and enter, and you'll see now only 84 working days are returned. Okay, now we know there are multiple holidays, right? So you can also select the range there. Okay, so what you can do is, if we simply say comma separated, right, we select one of the cell and drag and drop and select the rest of the holiday cells. So you'll see E8 colon E10, all 3 are selected, and if you hit enter, now you will see that 3 days are being reduced, and these are considered as the holidays between these ranges in the calculation. So you'll see that it is giving me the 82 as the working days, right? So let me delete these here. Okay, so this is basically how we are going to work out the number of working days between two dates. Okay, this is about the network, about the formula network days. Okay, now what is networkdays.intl, which is mostly like international. Okay, so what exactly this means is, if we go to the documentation, let's go to the documentation because that's the source of truth. So you'll see that network days, you can read all the details here, but anyways I have explained what all things you need to be remembering here. Okay, so network days.intl function, basically what it does is it can help you to specify the weekend, right? So say for example some countries have different weekends. So some countries have just 1 day weekend, some countries have weekends on different days. So all of that is possible through networkdays.intl function, because different countries have different weekends and a number of weekends as well. Some countries only have 5 working days, but some have 6 working days. So in those cases you can use this function. So let's see how you can use it. So if say for example here we have calculated just standard network days, now we'll select network days.intl, right? So we'll say network days.intl. okay, and then it again accepts the start date, right, and then comma end date, right, and then the weekend, right? So if you press comma here, right, you will see now we have to select what weekends are there. So usually like Saturday and Sunday is pretty common, mostly followed everywhere, mostly followed in most of the countries, not everywhere, but there are countries which follow different weekends as well. So for example there are countries which have only Sunday as a holiday, or Monday as a holiday, right, Friday as a holiday. Okay, so if that's the case, there is just one weekend or 1 day weekend, then we simply select that from this list as the weekends fall. So we'll simply say Friday only, right? And then as you will select that, you will see that the code already got selected, right? 16 is the code for only Friday. And then if say for example there are holidays, there are 3 holidays, so we'll simply select these 3 cells here and close the bracket, okay, and hit enter. Now you will see that it has returned 101 working days between these two, right? So this is how you are going to use network days.intl and network days, which is the general formula to or function to calculate the number of working days between two dates within Excel. All right, so that's all about the tutorial on how to calculate number of working days between two dates within Excel quickly, excluding the public holidays and other holidays. I hope this was helpful. Thank you very much for watching.